Awesome.
No.
Good night, honey.
You have a picture of some stuff on Twitch. On the stream. Did you already click away?
You're streaming to the wrong channel, Church.
Oh, no, it's fine. He just had the chat in there. It's fine. Yeah. Brilliant idea. Oh, yeah.
The Warforged tank, more like the Warforged artificer.
Would you?
Our
Would you
lack
say
of actual
Dr.
tank
Gadget
means he
is
was nominated sometimes.
Who's admirable in that job? This is what I wanted to be on camera.
You put it
We
this
will
way.
see about that.
Still wrong. Still wrong. Wait, what? We don't know that, do we?
We watched her walk in.
No, I was saying because because Chance's character took the note out of his pocket and didn't tell anybody at the last session. And I specifically asked if he told anyone because I had planned to do something that I messaged you before. So I don't know if I know that. I don't know that, do I?
Share what information? What letter?
That's a no.
That's what happens when you take extensive notes on this side of things and then don't share them with anyone else.
Church,
Sorry.
Nobody can hear you on stream. Everyone else is fine, just you.
Oh no, everyone missed the whole introduction.
This whole introduction is just.
Yeah, that's probably why, right there.
You had
There
your
we go.
mute.
I had my mute. I have so many buttons I have to click on.
Rip.
That's alright. I don't think we missed anything too crazy.
You need to make the
No, just the
introduction
introduction.
As much as you like to see my lips move.
And we just lost all our viewers.
And we continue to get sued.
Come on. What happened? Again, introduce.
Alright. You trounced the evil team that was sent to kill you, the assassins. Mayo and Kara, the lizard person.
Open parentheses, name unpronounceable, close parentheses.
The lizard person
Good try.
escaped.
Good try.
The Tabaxi surrendered and showed himself to be a double agent to Kong. And right about that time that he surrendered and showed the letter of the writ of his actions to Kong, Phoebe led in Queen Bridget, so shockingly, alive and well. It was also revealed during the fight to anyone nearby that Bridget is Phoebe's mother, estranged.
In further news, Church continues trying to gaslight us to think that Danny's not alive when her token's still totally right on the map up there and we never killed her.
I don't know what you're talking
Were
about.
we not supposed to notice? Because I didn't know that that me and Mayel had gotten away until just now.
Oh yeah, Mael and Kara got away.
So
They
I'm
are-
still alive in the evil team. Great, yeah. We have to blow up some more stuff.
Let me see, did Danny make it?
Yes.
Danny popped herself into magical darkness and we never laid a finger on her after that.
Good,
Never see me. Never saw me. Never saw me.
good.
Oh, we saw you at first.
I almost snuck up.
Yeah, and heard you at some point.
I almost snuck up on Kong with Danny. I was really trying.
I know.
I had plans.
Yeah, I think we heard her very, very
I'm
loudly, angrily yelling at
I
us
am
at one point.
really
We hit her or
hoping that you use those countermeasures that I have as the character in as Danny. But yeah,
Well, right now she's in a dire situation, alone.
So do I know?
Bad church. How could you?
That
Well, that room is still filled with darkness, so you guys are gathered, as you can see by the map there.
okay. Okay, is there an initiative order on this still? Or...
At this point, we're free initiative.
Yes.
Okay, well, if I don't know that Subtle is a double agent, which I don't think I do. Do I? No? Yeah?
Would you
No.
like to?
You don't know, but he has obviously surrendered.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's
so
on,
he-
he's on
So
his
he surrendered,
Knees.
Kong tied him up,
He's on his
Kong
knees
walked
bound.
away, right?
He's on his knees, bound and unarmed.
Okay.
And across the room, you see Queen Bridget.
Yes, with Phoebe.
My eyes have been locked on Subtle the entire time. I don't think I've noticed, honestly, because
But-
I have a plan.
I tell you what. Do me a favor. Give me an insight check. Let's see if you can figure out the truth of the matter. Master's not stupid, right? His brain's
Right.
always working. Oh.
Ooh,
That
Pretty good.
is good.
Jeez.
hey!
The master sitting there working it out. You can see the smoke coming out of his ears just faintly. Because he's burning with rage and desire and a little bit of confusion.
13 intelligence is struggling.
But, Master, deep down inside, as much as you hate this little kitty cat, you just know he's telling the truth. You can feel it. He's not lying. He's not struggling. He could have escaped. Like, you could see at least 3 or 4 different ways he could have made it out of there alive. There was no reason for him to surrender. Unless he's telling the truth.
So when you say tell him the
Master,
truth, do you mean
actually-
like, is he saying something?
He said he did say out loud that he surrendered. And that,
Okay, so I believe that that surrender is genuine with this role.
yeah, you believe he's no longer a threat.
I actually shout
I'm
out
not-
to you in Thieves' Cant, Master. Because you might not have seen, but I saw the Queen walk in.
Yeah, I probably didn't. But my point is, I'm trying to like make a decision on him first because I need to decide if I'm gonna make a run at him or not, and if I believe that his surrender is genuine.
Can I add a
don't
little
know.
extra pressure to the situation?
While you're deliberating, I shout to you in
Please
Thieves'
don't.
Cant. Master, hide the Queen. This is a Becked ship.
You see me sharpening my blades, and I turn my head to look at you like, what?
I gesture at the Queen and say it again.
See the
My
queen.
master, habait de be de queen.
You see the queen. You see the queen being led down the stairs into the galley
That can
by Phoebe.
that confusion that I'm aiming at you could be like misconstrued to seem like I don't understand Thieves' Cant for a second because I'm sharpening my knives and getting ready to kill this dude. So I'm like, what do you mean hide the queen? You trying to
Both
remind
big
me of my most
flourish.
recent failure? How dare you? And then I
Both
turn
hands,
slowly
big
and look at the
flourish.
stairwell and I'm like, no, she's alive.
Master, the queen is making direct eye contact with you,
Roll a con save.
and smiling,
Oh no.
and smiling, like in recognition, and possibly some degree of adoration, as far as you can tell.
Hyperventilating, murderous thoughts gone. I'm so happy.
Bravo. So just to point out real quick, the orange square in the room is still on fire.
Oh yeah.
And the fire is increasing, and there is a ton of gunpowder on the floor above you.
Is there a map? Because I don't see anything.
Yeah.
A map of this room? There's definitely a map of this room.
I don't see it. I'm gonna refresh. Let me see. If
How
it's probably...
could you tell that you could see where the tabaxi was then?
Because I had the outline in my notes from last session.
Yeah, your vision's on. Your
He was
vision's
within
on.
distance.
Never
I
doubt
had, I
Freya
have
was-
dark vision too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Frey would like to point out to the team, do you think we should put out that fire? I do believe there is gunpowder up above, somewhere.
Oh, it also, I realized a mistake on my map, just so you know. On the right side of your map, those stairs
still
lead
don't see it.
down.
I still don't see it.
No,
What am I
I
doing
can't
wrong?
see the stairs. It's in shadow.
I just see my icon and that's it.
Let's do this.
Oh, I was in the wall? How?
That's hilarious.
So
Oh.
sneaky.
What do you mean?
She melted
Wow.
with the wall.
Just
She's
absolutely
confused.
disappearing into the background, literally. So yeah, but the stairs on the right side are actually leading down, not up, where the fire is. There is only one way up, and those flames are licking higher.
Hmm.
Really put out the fire
You have
as
the
best
means
we can.
to put out a large-scale fire.
No.
A roaring inferno.
It is growing. The remaining Vecht soldiers at this point are beginning to kind of start to tend to their wounded and gather them. A couple of them run past the queen and Phoebe, like just not even caring. 3 of
Oh,
them
good.
run upstairs shouting about, get these flames out, blah blah blah. The moment that they reach the staircase, you guys hear a loud thunder crack. Boom! and one of them comes tumbling down the stairs, dead.
Oh no!
Okay. I stepped forward next to Stapleton, and I say to him, quickly, "Boss, we got one more to flush in the room to the north, and I'm pretty sure they just set off a trap on those guys who ran up the stairs. Also, ship's gonna burn down, and we got a long way to fall."
Draken, don't you have a spell that can snuff out this fire?
It's a little large for what I used earlier.
Fire? What fire?
How?
What do you mean?
Fire bad.
I'm just running towards my true love. Don't mind me.
That square is 10-foot radius,
I'm not
right?
worried about this in the slightest.
Yeah.
Hello.
I have an idea. I am actually going to pull out a scroll of ice knife that I have.
Can I replace my eyes with hearts real quick?
The queen actually puts her arm around you as you come up and leans on you for support.
Hey.
Does the queen have a boo-boo?
She doesn't have any visible wounds, but she's weakened. You can tell by the way she's walking.
Did Stapleton respond to me?
Stapleton's got his blunderbuss trained on the doorway. He whispers over his shoulder without looking away at you, Jimmy, and says, "Get them below decks. I have a feeling if we go above, it's going to be a death trap."
That's a pretty good move. All right, I will go assist Master.
Alright.
Assist me with what?
Why do we
we're
do
moving them
going
below
deeper
decks.
into the ship?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yep. All the way at the other end, boss. Come on, let's go.
Alright.
All right.
Alright, so
Do I have to roll a strength check
I'm
to
gonna
carry
say-
the queen down the stairs?
I'm going to say you guys get to Luvia.
I'd like to do something before I head down.
Alright. What are you doing?
Can't see anything at all.
I am going to actually use. I've got a scroll of ice knife. I want to try to use
On
the fire. Like I'm going to try to aim right here.
Okay.
I had a piece of ice that I launch, hits the ground, and explodes. I'm gonna make a attack roll to see if I get it where I want it.
It explodes into more ice, hopefully.
It does cold damage.
It does damage though.
It does. You want me to try to roll to see if I can end up where I want it, or what would you like me to do?
Just throwing it in the middle of the fire, basically.
This is an improvisational use of a spell for a purpose that's not generally intended, so give me a roll to hit to see how close of a success you can get, more than how well you hit where you're aiming.
Alrighty. Spell roll.
Yeah. Let's see what you can do.
Okay.
Don't hit Kong.
Don't hit Kong. Oh, I have such a good idea.
23.
Whoa!
Hmm.
All right. 23. That's actually pretty good. I'll say you do put out a small portion of it.
It is a 5-foot radius explosion of 2d6 cold damage.
Okay. So yeah. Let's see.
And then if I can
that
pick it up
area,
into small enough chunks. Okay, so
you'll put out that much of it. But at this point, the flames are already licking the ceiling. This is catching. So unless
Can I
you've got
intimidate the
something,
fire?
unless you've got something significant,
Shit.
Kong,
Yeah.
the Tabaxi is looking at you expectantly. like, hey, still here. Don't leave me to burn. Oh, damn.
I just like wave. I don't know what he's trying to say, but I do start walking towards him,
All right.
and I kind of look down at him, and I say, "Excuse me," and I go around him, and I head over, and I want to pick up one of the barrels.
Okay.
I would like
Jimmy
to try
remembered that
something.
we have a hostage. I follow along, and I actually.
Really not going to try and
Is he
like,
hobbled?
prestidigitation this fire out because
he
like this
bound
can
or is he
explode
hobbled?
the entire fucking ship.
I have 2 water skins I haven't used yet.
I would like to use it as well.
All right, Kong puts down the
Prestidigitation
barrel.
isn't big enough for this.
Kong puts down the barrel and walks over to the fire and starts peeing on it.
All right. You're peeing on the fire.
Can I
to
run
put it
around
out.
with my water skins and pour water on the fire?
Well, keep in mind that the queen's leaning on you, Master, for support.
Oh, never mind.
I'm gonna
Fire? What fire?
I'm gonna soak my cloak in water and put it over the flames, bit by bit.
That's a big cloak.
It's gonna. Is your
It's a
cloak?
cloak.
Is your cloak magical at all?
No.
Okay, because I was gonna say that's going to burn your cloak up.
Catch your
before
cloak
it
on
does
fire.
anything.
I know, but I'm wetting it completely in water.
Did I successfully put out a 5-foot square?
No, not quite. You haven't drank enough.
Fuck.
All right.
It was like one of
Hey,
the
Maury,
back-
here's
like
my
the
water
cars
skins.
that
Use
people-
those.
So, on.
Okay. I get her 2 water skins and put it also on that.
So this area just ignited into flame right outside that doorway.
God.
I slash whatever ropes are binding the Tabaxi's feet, and I lead him back over on our side of the barricade there.
All right.
Mrs.
Greg.
Queen, do you have any spells for that shit?
Where,
Is
is the queen
this-
still over here?
She's over here.
Think I can put this out?
I'll
It
move over.
reuses something. It requires something. Quite a big deal.
How big a deal are we talking?
One of the scrolls I've got.
I want to start rummaging through the crates in here. Is
Ooh.
there anything that can put it out?
It's
One of the ones that could get us
gunpowder
out of here?
and food.
Does the queen respond?
Wish.
She shakes her head.
Oh,
Says,
boss.
Yeah.
I'm too
I can
weak,
take
I'm
care of the
sorry."
whole floor. I can get rid of all the fire, but I need to use something that powerful.
I don't know about that. That can get you guys out of here. That's kind of important. And like,
Yeah.
it was burning as we came down. There's holes in this ship. There's no telling how much longer we're staying in the air, no matter what we do.
Jimmy, how did you say
Yeah.
you guys?
All right, from the doorway,
It's us guys.
A black bolt of magical
You're right,
energy
Draken,
comes
you're right.
crackling through the doorway.
Yeah,
to
Jimmy,
the
what are you
north,
doing?
And
We're all gonna get out of here alive.
it strikes
Hey, guys.
Stapleton.
Oh, fuck. Is he still on his feet?
Oh yeah, it staggered him for a second, and he fired back. But
crap! Oh crap! Oh crap!
Hmm.
Hey guys! Hey guys! Hey guys! Hey guys!
Shot went
Hey guys!
wide.
Yeah,
Hey
Colin?
guys!
yeah,
The back of the ship's on fire.
The back of the ship's on fire, you say?
Yeah. Back that way. It's on fire.
Are you pointing at
down
the fire
there,
that we
back.
can see or the way we're trying to go?
Back this way. Back this way. Big flames.
Totally. Let's go the other way.
What other way? There's flames in front. There's flames in back.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. See? Flames.
you can make your way down the stairs still, without burning up.
Can you ping where the stairs are on this map? Most of it's obscured from where we're standing.
Yeah.
Pinging now. That's the stairs down.
Oh, okay.
Uh.
Well,
Oh god.
Stapleton called it out. Jimmy's
Moving the queen.
has a lot of faith in Stapleton. He's trying to go that
Phoebe
way.
And the master,
Zoomed in too
assuming
close.
I make sure those people still standing going down as well.
Do we have to run through the fire to get to the stairs?
Just down the stairs. As long as you're staying a single file, go down that right side, you'll be okay.
Can I run back
Bringing
and
the
grab a
tabaxi as
barrel
well,
to
of
take
course,
with?
Church.
What's that, Jimmy?
Bringing the tabaxi prisoner as well.
Okay. Dragging him along.
It would be deeply unprofessional to leave a hostage to burn.
Alright, Stapleton looks back at Agron and Draken and says, "Run!"
I actually... You said that Danny is still alive?
Yeah, she just hit
Where is she?
Stapleton.
I know where it... because I actually never lost track of her.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I knew where she was the whole time.
she's setting fires and shooting eldritch blasts.
No, but I mean, Mind Spike meant that I knew exactly where she was the whole time.
Yeah,
Doesn't
Okay.
mean Stapleton knew.
she hasn't moved. She's not
Oh,
hiding. She's not hiding where she's at. She has magical darkness in the room. That's about it.
Church, can I take a barrel downstairs with me? Without it blowing up.
A barrel of what? One of the
Gunpowder.
gunpowder.
Yeah.
It's a risk, but yeah, you can.
And
How
we
big
all
of a
die.
risk do I think?
Well, I mean, you're about to run through a flaming stairwell with a barrel of gunpowder.
Yeah.
Don't roll a
How
one.
sealed do these crates look?
How what?
Sealed.
They're not sealed by any means. They're just wooden barrels.
Oh.
Hmm. Are there any crates of non-gunpowder?
Food. This is
I
a-
want to grab a food crate.
This level of the airship is a galley. This is where they
Alright.
stored their food, their dry goods, things like that.
I'll grab a food crate.
Okay.
A barrel of food.
Okay.
Are there mushrooms?
It's full of sardines.
I'll go.
Preferably mushrooms.
Well, I can't. You're gonna have to dig around to find something specific like that. Are you
All
gonna
right,
take?
I
the
don't have time for that. I grab a food barrel.
All right.
And then I go to the stairs and start to descend.
Mhm.
All right. So you're running down the stairs, Draken. You're the only one that they're waiting on.
I'm also not done.
Oh, Mario, have you not? Oh well, okay. But you're over there.
I'm over there, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Putting fire out. This seems
I'm gonna-
Stapleton staying there.
He was
I'm
a
gonna-
big box.
Head down, and I yell for Mori to come with.
All right. So you are running down the stairs.
I'll go down the stairs.
All right. So everybody's running down the stairs.
Yeah.
No.
Before going, I yell back for Stapleton to follow on.
All right.
But I want to run down the stairs with the barrel over my head in case there's bad people at the bottom of it.
All right. So, you guys start filing down the stairs. Stapleton is backing up slowly, gun trained on the doorway.
I back up to Stapleton so he's not fucked.
All right. He's as he's backing up, you see him take something round out of his back pouch with a large wick on it, and holds it down one of the nearby flames, lighting it, and hurls it at the doorway. And looks at Maury and says, "Toot sweet, my dear. Let's move."
Yep.
All right, so, Stapy. Ooh, sails right through the doorway. And as you guys are disappearing down the stairs, Stapleton and Maury finally in the back, you guys hear a boom, and you can feel the whole ship shake.
We're all gonna die.
It's possible. It's possible. That brings us to here.
We're all gonna die.
I am thinking we need to get off this
We're
ship.
out of the map.
So you guys are hopping over. We'll bring you guys down. Yeah, you guys get the idea. We're just going to assume for right now that Phoebe, well, no, the Queen and Phoebe's tokens are kind of attached. Right now, the Tabaxi also with you. Bring him down. All right. So hopping over flaming embers. Fire is everywhere. You guys can hear the sound of wind coming through an obvious opening. We'll say south, to the south of where you're standing. Their bodies littering the floor. Smoke is filling the room. It looks kind of bleak at this point. You can
Situation is dire.
You can start to feel the airship begin to list.
Right in the nick of time.
Maury. Can you inspire me?
Has anyone mentioned trying to use the wish spell to get us to the Feywild now?
That's a new form of
Or
flirtation. Wish. Yes, by all means, please. Use your wish spell.
No. I trust my parachute more.
all right, well, never mind. Who's gonna say it like that?
No, by all means, please.
Yeah.
You said we could hear the rushing of air from perhaps a hole in the ship?
Yeah.
South. I don't see an obvious location for it on the map, but Jimmy's looking for it.
All right. There
I
is.
stay to the north.
There are openings. There's an open door here, and an open door here.
I'll poke through the one that's less on fire.
All right.
Going to Draken,
You should be able to move
put
over
my
there.
thumb to his forehead and say, "May the sparkle dragon be with you."
Ooh, he's super inspired now. So
I'm shaking my glitter, though none of you can see it.
No.
What do the corpses have on them?
No.
Just scavenging. Just scavenging.
No.
It's not to keep. It's for survival.
You're a
very
lizard folk at heart. I tell you.
No,
Does anyone
no.
have
Every
any
time.
rope?
They may have
Because-
keys to a door.
most of them are armed with a hatchet and a musket. A couple of them
Yeah,
have flintlock pistols.
Are the guards from upstairs coming with us?
No.
If there's a lock on a door, I can pick it. Just so you know. There's 2 rogues in the party. You don't have to worry about locked doors.
All the doors appear to be actually blown off their hinges. That's
There are no doors to lock.
that's the level of
Makes me
destruction
feel
that's
real
down here.
safe. Yeah.
Jimmy,
Church, is this a hole?
that is a
in the hull of
wide
the ship?
open hole in the hull of the ship.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna go around the other way. Can I safely get through this, or is this a flame?
You could, I mean, if it mattered right now, which it doesn't, at half speed, get through. All of you guys that are moving towards the center of the room, give me perception rolls. Just give me flat out perception rolls.
I want to whisper something to Master.
Whoop whoop.
I don't think I count as moving towards the center of the room, so I won't.
Yeah, you can go ahead and make one if you want, Jimmy. Fine.
Oh.
Oh, sure.
Master sees all.
I was
That's a 28, folks. That's a 28.
You see in the ether.
Jimmy's got smoke in his eyes.
Yeah, that's on brand right there.
All right. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? There we go. Basically,
Ooh.
everybody but Agron and Jimmy. Phoebe and the Queen are standing in the center of the room with Stapleton. They appear to be really intently. They're huddled together, really intently looking at something that Stapleton is holding. And you can hear Stapleton speaking under his breath. Master, you in particular, also Mori, and we'll say, yeah, Kong and Draken. This is not a language that you recognize at all. Mori, it's familiar to you, though.
I'm yanking in the back. What do you think you're doing?
Who are you yanking?
Stapleton. I'm laying my finger on his lips. Shush.
He doesn't stop.
You don't speak.
He doesn't
I
stop.
ripped the book from his hands.
Oh, here we go. We're contesting.
Guys, if anyone has a way out of here besides ripping someone's butthole open for a doorway, please do it.
Everybody grab hands.
Can I sleight of hand the book away from everyone and then stealth?
Well, the problem is he's being assisted by Phoebe and the Queen.
Oh, the queen's
Guys,
helping
there's-
him. Never mind.
Yeah.
There's another stairwell over
Let the
that way.
queen
Get into
fucking
it.
hit the floor, master.
There's a stairwell at the other end of this room. Why
why
are we so
if the
aggressive?
queen thinks it's a good idea, it's probably a good idea.
I'm looking
I don't know
straight
what to
into
tell you.
Master's eyes. I know you got something. Please use it. You let me identify the scrolls. Please.
But people, there's a stairwell right over that way.
I heard Draken call out the huddle, so I actually ran over that way.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Fucking damn
I'm
it,
already
use
over
the
there,
wish
actually.
scroll.
Yeah. And I sent you a message, Master.
All right, Mori. Mori, you tried to rip the book away, but between the three of them, you weren't even able to put a finger on it unless you can roll a natural 20.
I'm fine with that.
I figured you would be, but
By the way, nobody else.
don't know who else.
Not
would
one
be,
of
so I
mine.
need your
I don't-
backing.
Nobody else seems to understand why Mori is trying to rip this book out of Stapleton's hands. For some reason, she is
I'm
in like
gonna
full
lay my
panic
dagger
mode.
on his throat.
She's in full panic mode. She just drew a dagger on Stapleton.
I go and tackle her.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Actually,
Wait a
I
second.
think
I don't understand why she would be trying to get the book away, even though she was
Yes.
trying to do that earlier.
Yes, I talked to you what it is.
yeah, Maury explained to both
Yeah,
of us
I
what the book
explained it
does.
to you what it is.
We
You
were-
would
We haven't
know.
seen that he's doing that though. Jimmy didn't see
We were
shit.
searching specifically for the book with Phoebe.
Phoebe.
You were
He
like,
is-
she can't
He
read
is
this.
using it. He
So I
is
would know
using
that.
it.
Okay, well, Kong, make your roll.
Thank you.
Don't you dare. I'm gonna go full berserk.
Berserker bar.
I don't know what's going on. I just know you pulled a knife on our boss.
And that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Wow. Okay.
I don't think knives are necessary. People can
All right.
people can unintentionally get injured with that stuff. You know, you got to be careful.
Maury, you're pinned. In a way that only a shifter monk could pin you.
Kong,
Maury,
he is.
Maury,
Kong,
Maury.
just listen. Listen.
1, 2, 3.
Count to
Ding
10.
ding ding.
He is using a necromancy book
Okay.
to damn his soul and everybody who's using it. If we don't stop it, somebody in the party has a wish scroll. But if he uses the book, he gets ripped open like a donut and suffers for eternity. And I'm not making this up though.
But that.
She's right.
But he's.
She's not making it up. That's exactly what's in the book.
Shh,
I'm backing you up. Like,
Hey, Church, did we overhear that from our side of the room?
Oh,
I'm
nobody's missing
speaking
any
loudly.
of this.
I'm speaking loudly.
Yeah, nobody's missing
Okay.
any of that.
yeah. Yeah.
Draken, let's move the huddle over there.
Yes.
Choosing to do what he thinks best.
I'm gonna move over here, so that actually, if I
no.
can,
I could actually get us all done without having to use any fancy magic.
There's a
Oh.
stairwell over there.
I also have a ring that makes me fall slowly, and I'm pretty sure it works if I have people tied to me. So we'd all just fly slowly down.
Agrin, what they're using is for something other than getting us off of the ship.
I see.
This is for getting us out of this plane of existence and into safety.
Yeah, that's what I was
go.
saying. Try to go to the Feywild, but I'm right next to you and I'm with you on the plan. And I got your message and I'm
Draken,
totally.
cast it, and I grab everybody.
I everybody close to me.
Yes.
Grab hands.
Hang on. Hang on.
I grabbed the
Church
queen
doing
and I
shit.
grabbed
So,
Draken.
I don't know if you noticed, but I was just doing a countdown.
I
I
did.
saw it.
I'm right there. I'm with you. I'm
So
ready. Let's do this.
As you're gathering around Draken, you hear a sound that reverberates through existence itself, a tearing, rending sound, like a million souls being ripped in half at the same time. The entire airship just jolts to one side hard, and you can hear a distant impact, like a nuclear explosion. Boom! Like it's deafening.
Oh, that was a very important countdown.
Very important. Everybody give
Pays
me
to watch the cams.
Everybody give me a disadvantaged con save.
Mm. The stat that was just lowered. Lovely.
Trying to figure out how to roll with disadvantage.
Natural one.
2d20, keep low 1.
Pretty much.
Ooh,
A
that is a
6.
natural 1.
A 6.
10.
Ooh,
A 6 and a nat 20.
I got
That's
a
what I'm
nat
sitting here
1.
with.
Okay.
Lovely.
Well, that's a lot of that ones.
Oh,
Mm.
these are some lovely low rolls. Did anyone roll decent?
I rolled a 10.
I got an
Good
11.
job, Agri.
An 11?
Man.
Nobody got
Yep,
over a
I got
13
an
though,
11.
right?
No,
Oh.
make Stapleton roll it as well.
Oh yeah, I'm doing that
Might
right
disrupt
now.
his casting.
Stapleton.
Nat one.
That one.
Ooh.
Phoebe.
Ooh.
Oh.
Queen Bridget. Damn.
Natural 1.
Oh,
The
dear.
What
only
the
one.
fuck?
We got 4 natural ones.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
That's so bad.
So you guys hear the explosion, the impact. You hear the sky rip open, basically. And then a force broadsides the airship, causing it to list drastically, quickly to one side, throwing everyone against the wall. Boom.
My barrel.
Boom, boom. 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 Phoebe goes through the door. Boom.
As the book goes flying.
Boom.
Assuming that we're taking damage, I would like to uncanny dodge this damage.
You guys only took. I'll just roll 1 die for all of you. 2 points. And it's pretty much subdual because you're just impacting the wall. It hurts.
How are you?
Uncanny
I'm using
dodge
my
only
reaction
works
to make
against
that a 1.
attackers you can see.
Yeah, it's only 2 points.
I can't see it. Never mind. Sorry.
So the ship is like this, and you
I can
can
read the text better.
feel it descending rapidly, spinning slightly as it goes. You can hear the wind roaring around you, and all of you feel the temperature dropping drastically, very quickly.
Can I make it to my feet and go drag Phoebe back into the room?
Well, it's on its side, so if you go through that door, you're basically jumping down.
I'm gonna try.
Draken's right next to me, right?
Yeah.
Is that Draken? I hand him the other end of a rope.
All right.
Say, buddy, hold this. I'll be right back.
Hurry.
I hurry. I go down. I grab Phoebe.
All right. She's stunned a little, but
I'm gonna try to get out of Kong's tackle and get the book.
Oh, you're out of my
Yeah.
tackle.
Yeah, you're out of your tackle, but you're pinned against the wall right now, Maury.
I just tell everyone to hold hands. It doesn't matter if they're flat. It all next to each other. Arm chain.
All right, fair enough.
What are you doing?
He's
All
about
over-
to do a thing.
Yeah, to basically grab on, form a chain. As soon as Jimmy touches me, I'm gonna use the scroll of plane shift.
I'm gonna
Grab
untie
the
the
queen.
tabaxi.
All right. Untie the tobacco. Grab the queen. Using a scroll of
He's
plane
already
shift.
untied.
But no,
I cut
not
his
fully,
feet. I didn't
just
undo his
feet.
hands.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I thought you cut his bindings.
Okay, so
Just the feet ones. I got to make it back up the rope with Phoebe, though.
yeah,
All right.
which I'm gonna give you
I don't know where you are.
If-
Otherwise,
if
I would
you-
help you. I don't know.
if you take your time.
Mhm.
I'll give it to you. If you're rushing up, we'll have to do a roll. But if you're taking your time, I'll give it to you.
If by taking my time you mean like 2 rounds worth,
Half movement.
then
It's 5 foot squares.
I will do half movement
yeah.
speed. That's easy, man.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Okay. I figured
Phoebe
it wouldn't
and
be a
I.
problem.
Yeah.
I don't know where he is, or I would help him. I don't know if that's.
I
a
was
thing
off
can do.
screen, a
Yeah.
room to the north.
Oh,
I'll let you
okay,
move
never
her
mind.
token,
Yeah,
Church. I
got her.
can't.
He's out there with you. Okay, so before we go any further, everybody's chaining up. Maury, you're actually all the way on the other side if you look where you're located from Stapleton right now. Although he has stopped what he was doing. You can see he's fumbling to get the book.
I want to get the book. That's the only.
He's across the door from me, right?
Yeah. It's gonna be a trick. And that was actually accidental how that worked out, but it's actually kind of funny.
I throw my hand across the open doorway and I say, "Boss, fuck the book. We got this. Grab my hand."
He says, Jimmy, my boy,
I go for the book.
we do have this. You're gonna try and run on a
Yeah.
listing airship? Just, I'll give you a chance,
Stand right where I am.
but you're gonna have to run through all these people.
I'm gonna leap. I don't fucking care.
I'm gonna make a persuasion roll on Stapleton.
Go for it.
Good luck, dude.
Hey, Maury, it's okay. They might not be using the book.
While I'm flying over there.
So Maury's trying to run. Wait, give me your best, Jimmy the Mouth Collins persuasion. That's a pretty good roll.
All right, boss. We got us this far. We got some tricks in our pocket. We're getting everyone out of here. Take my hand.
Took down a Shadow Drake. Trust us.
10 out of 10.
All right. But I don't think you understand what's going on, Jimmy. This is it.
I know. I've seen it in my dreams every night, boss.
They did it.
I know what's happening.
They cracked the sky. They broke the world. This is it.
I don't want to see what's going on out there. I trust Draken, though.
Go!
All right.
Come on!
He still has the book, but he's moving your way.
All right, he can reach my hand if I just cast it across, I bet.
Agron, Freya,
Yes.
you're starting to feel uncomfortably and a little bit terrifyingly detached from your gods. It's like that connection is being cinched off slowly, and you can feel it growing distant, that comforting, ever-present presence that made you do what you did to become who you are is just fading.
Let's go!
Draken, as soon as you can get this
Yeah.
done, I feel myself losing my connection to Coralon in the Feywild.
Has Stapleton taken my hand?
He takes your hand.
I have everyone.
Maury, are you part of the chain?
Yeah, I'm near fucking Stapleton though.
Okay. In that
Alright.
case,
We're on.
forgive me. I hit the wrong thing.
No, I'll take.
A nat one and
That's a
nat
terrifying
20.
roll.
I'll
17.
I'll
That
take-
is exactly what I need.
What are you rolling for?
I'm seeing if I can use the scroll. I cast plane shift.
All right. Give me a concentration check, please. This is very difficult right now. Like the whole ship is shaking and listing. Very good.
21. If that's not enough, I will use the inspiration I got from Maury.
Go ahead and use your inspiration. Let's see how far you can take this. This is the most important roll of your life.
All right, what?
Draken,
What's your inspiration?
Draken,
1d8.
Draken.
8?
Am I allowed? I'm not allowed to help, am I?
Come on,
That
come
wouldn't
on.
make any sense. That's casting. I can't help with casting.
22.
22. Okay,
I gave it a shot.
Draken,
You got this.
as the magic that allows a spell like this to work, and the connections to the outer planes are literally being choked off quickly, you manage to just jam a finger in, basically magically, to this hole that is closing around you. And suddenly, time stops. You can look around and see all of your companions, your friends, locked in fear and terror and strain and stress of what's going on. Yeah. So we're gonna start with you, Draken. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You got this, dude. Go.
Your speed of reality.
Man, this is hard. Alright, Draken. Hopefully that popped up for you. Draken?
I am. I'm reading it right now.
Okay. This is happening towards each of you. So bear with me. I hope these aren't showing on the stream too much. Ori? Agron?
Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby.
Kong?
It's your damn fault.
Freya? And Master. Don't worry, Jimmy. I haven't forgotten you.
Mhm.
Yep, never mind.
So everybody but Jimmy right now should have a handout popped up for them.
You need to switch to chat though.
Oh, suppose I do, huh? Thank you.
I shrug, grab Chucky,
Wow.
and walk through.
I walk through.
All right, so
Wow.
I must walk through. There's nothing I can really do about that.
boom. Kong grabs Chucky and disappears.
What the fuck is that?
I thought Chucky was gone. It's a miracle.
Freya, joined by two large albino elves on wolves, disappears. Who else stepped through?
I'll step through.
I will
Kind
as
of have
well.
to.
Agron,
Reluctantly.
joined by an elder
I'll, like-
furbolg, disappears. Master, did you say you did?
I'm touched, and I try to grab her hand as I step through. I do still have one more face step left, so I would like to try to face step through the portal with her.
Give me a d20 roll.
Oh no.
Oh, Master's trying.
I gotta try. Given the backstory, given the history, I have to try. What she just said to me, I have to try.
Go for it.
Oh.
For just a brief moment, your fingers touch. In a sensation that brushes your fingertips that you will never forget as you disappear through the portal, leaving her behind. Ori? And...
Why would I find her again just to lose her all over again? Why?
Ori and Draken, I think you and Jimmy are the only ones left.
I will step through.
Alright. And this is more for your benefit. Draken, looking wistfully at a pair of Dragonborn none of you recognize, as they disappear, steps through. Maury?
I'm gonna grab the book though.
He's still trying to grab the book.
Maury's life quest now is to make sure this book is never seen again.
Kind of, yeah.
Alright, Maury.
Nice.
I'm gonna give it to you. You grab the book. You step through?
It's the one person who I think it is, right?
Oh, it's definitely the one person you think it is. Someone you thought was gone and dead.
I wouldn't believe it. I wouldn't go.
It's your call.
I wouldn't, no.
Okay.
I went, just to be clear.
Yeah.
You see a young man standing at the portal, desperately beckoning.
You're not real.
He says, "Mother, please. It's me. We've wasted so much time already. Why? Please.
You're not real.
Please don't leave me alone again. Please."
Oh. Oh.
Please.
I'm in shock. I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go.
Okay. He brushes a
I
tear
would go
from his
through the
cheek.
portal, but I wouldn't go with him. If it applies, if I go through the portal to him, I wouldn't go through the portal.
He brushes a tear from his cheek and steps back through, disappearing. So now it's just the four of you. Stapleton looks at you, Jimmy, and you see a misting portal opening behind him. He says, "Jimmy, my boy, this is your shot to regain everything you've lost. I'm giving you my seat on the coach. Please, make it right." And he motions you towards the portal behind him.
Ooh.
Holy shit.
Boss. You've been talking to Phoebe about as much as I have, haven't you?
My boy, my time's done and yours was taken too early. It's time to regain what you've lost.
I look at Phoebe. What has Phoebe been doing?
She's holding on to her mother, looking over her shoulder at you and doing something you've never really seen Phoebe do in an earnest manner. She's smiling.
I am sort of kneel down beside her and I say, "You're going through, right?"
This is your journey, Jimmy. She puts her little arms around you, hugs you really tight, gives you a little kiss on the cheek, and says, "Go home," and then returns to her mother.
I step across. I shake Stapleton's hand one more time.
He shakes yours back.
Boss, thanks for everything.
Nice knowing you.
Every last bit of it. And I go on through.
Jimmy disappears. Alright, so that leaves Maury, the Queen, Phoebe, and Stapleton.
No one knows who's waiting for me.
Nope. Yours was very
Nope.
private. Yours was very private. As it should have
And
been.
a thank you.
Um,
I tried so hard to think of a name. I tried. I did. I researched. I tried. And nothing worked.
it's all
Like,
good.
Lines and rows of names that I could use, and none of them fit. And I'm like trying hard, and I was like, why did I create this character without an actual name?
It still worked out though. I think it still worked out. So
It's still very you.
So Maury, the Queen, Phoebe, and Bridget. Or the Queen, Phoebe, and Stapleton. Sorry.
Queen Bridget.
They're locking arms around one another, and they motion you over to join them.
I come, but I'm saying I fucking hate you, asshole. But I hug him.
Stapleton grabs you close, as he would his own child or sister, like a family member. It's what it feels like. And he says, "Maury, my dear, you were never mine, but I love you and appreciate so much for what you've done. Here in these last few moments, I just want you to know I consider you family."
I nod.
And as you nod, the airship hits the ground, smashing into 1,000 pieces, and the darkness of the blight washes over you, draining the lives out of everyone remaining on the ship, as you are blanketed in the darkness of the blight.
Ah.
That is the best, smoothest rocks fall, everyone dies that I've ever heard. And this is just chef's kiss, beautiful.
Thank you. And so, for the most part, we conclude the adventures of the Stapleton investigative crew.
I can't applaud with one hand, but I'm trying so hard.
I don't know how
I'm on
how
push
much
to
the
talk.
noise
I don't
suppression
know why I
killed
did
that.
that.
I said, nah, I could clap too, but
So,
there you go.
Woo!
I expected someone to die.
Maury died.
Oh man, that was excellent.
Probably.
I was a little sad that Maury died.
I'm still alive.
Damn.
I'm still alive. I'm still
Not to her.
alive.
Not to her.
I actually have a little something for you that I've put together.
Oh,
If I could
Rip Maury.
draw your attention to the stream, where you're all on it and have your sound up.
One second.
Hold on.
1
I'm
second.
gonna hear you double, but okay.
Yeah, just give me a.
Hopefully, there's an announcement for that. I don't know where the link is. It's probably an announcement. Hang on.
Yeah, if you could,
This computer's so laggy.
Oh jeez.
There.
let me know
Something
when you're
is
ready.
happening.
Everybody there?
Give me 1 second, because I
Okay.
unfortunately clicked the Twitter link instead.
It's all good. All good.
I can't. This computer, I hate it. I can't. It's. I
Okay.
got 4 different tabs open. It's just. Mm-mm. Okay. Maybe it was me. It's loading.
Oh. What to be a one shot?
Uh-huh. Just make sure everyone's there.
It's loading
To
still.
be right back, stream.
Yeah, it should be right back when you get up there.
Okay.
Everyone can still hear us at home though, so.
Yeah.
Here, I'll put us there. Everybody there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
Big Jimmy.
If only he stayed with us.
Rip.
Oh, son of a bitch! I didn't think about that.
Granny Green Tongue! People who don't know, that cave is the cave where we picked Phoebe up.
Rip children.
Yes. Apropos.
Power hook. Clutching TNT and tail. Yes. Okay. Jingle, jingle. Poor Jangle. Oh.
He got what he deserved.
Oh. Nice. Like the teeth.
Oh, classic.
Me as everyone else. Nice. Me as everyone else.
Oh.
Oh.
Nice pose.
Hmm.
Nice pose.
So that brings us to our conclusion.
Woo!
Well then, it was a
Can
rough.
I turn this off because the echo is killing me?
Yeah.
But it was so. Oh my goodness! I don't want to hear my own voice as I say how much I liked it.
You're good.
Just actually mute the
That was
stream.
amazing.
You're good.
That was.
Oh, so if you guys would like to hang around for a wrap-up party, hang out.
In the background conclusion.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do a session 0 for the next
One,
game? No.
if I
Session
may,
zero for the next one, what?
one
We're
one
not gonna session
comment?
0 for the next session.
church
What you got?
forgot Draken.
Draken step through, didn't
What?
Forgot me in the credit roll because I had no evil character. I was only Draken.
Shit!
Did I?
He did.
No.
Yes.
Oh,
It'll be
no.
adjusted for the upload to
And
YouTube.
honorary mention.
Just do a glitter
We'll
slide.
put him in
It'll be
the
fine.
the special edition next year.
Now I
Director's cut.
Oh.
now I feel
You saw
bad.
it, but it was a mind wipe for everybody.
Now we must eulogize Draken's
We have to
character. Let's take a
eulogize
fond
Draken.
look back on Draken's stuff.
There we go.
It's all right.
Write a short story to tell us what he actually did when he stepped in the portal.
Let's remember, steps off of a carriage into a podunk little town. Step 1, cloak out, fancy af, intimidate the innkeep, get the nicest room. Breathes fire, destroying the ghosts of small
There
children.
we go. We got the token.
Doesn't give a fuck. Let's see what else we got here. Acquires a wand of invisibility? Question mark? I don't know. Very shortly afterwards, casts it on his best friend.
Sprinkle in some Be Fabulous in there. We're good.
And the two snaps.
Attempted
in
to
the
bluff some subterranean amphibious monsters into thinking that they had invited us all along, and this is actually supposed to be a lovely garden party.
Mm.
Damn near
When that
successful.
doesn't work, we just
Yes.
blow them up.
Yes. 10 out of 10.
If it had been anything but amphibian monsters, it would have worked.
This is true. This is true.
Blows a shadow drake out of the sky with one move.
Oh, it's quite.
That was impressive.
That
That was,
that was
yeah.
the crowning achievement.
And
Oh my
then, of
goodness,
course,
we
only
need
a
a-
small matter saves all of our lives.
We need a flying glitter slide for this PowerPoint or whatever it is. We need a flying glitter slide. Let it fly in from wherever direction and just
Glitter.
appear on the screen.
Glitter transitions.
Yeah.
Well, when we start Cairn, we need to actually come up with a glitter transition for BRB just in memory
Yeah.
In memory
Draken.
of Draken.
Mhm. The one who saved us all. I'm telling you, that's going down in the history books. It has to.
Did I save everyone but Mori? Are they all actually alive?
Kong still insists that there was a stairwell at the other end of the room.
I mean, we heard
He
you,
was
but we just
totally
didn't
right.
care.
It was just to somewhere else in the ship.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
not a
I mean,
stairwell
that-
to the Feywild.
And that
How
was
do you know? You didn't go through it.
the Feywild.
The Frey
The
Wild.
Feywild. She went to the
Still calling
Feywild.
it that.
The rest of us are just in the Feywild.
Frey has gone wild. Oh my god.
It's the Feywild.
Oh, she wanted to show Mori the Feywild.
Oh, I did. Oh.
Oh my god, that's very
Poor life choices, Mori.
No,
Poor
Rip.
life choices.
That's okay. Mori played that as Mori. That was a
Yeah.
tough
This
shot.
was very Mori.
That was a very. I really threw something very heavy at Mori. And if you guys want to share what you each had, there's no harm in it now. But some of it was very personal to your characters. I tried to make it as personal to your characters as possible. And honestly, I racked my head on that. I'm not even lying. Like, I racked my head on that hard.
All I gotta
Glory
say
to
is
Hero
Chucky
Force.
was the best gold I ever spent.
Hey, you ended up
Oh,
saving
that
your
was
life.
Chucky, that spooky thing.
Uh-huh.
Oh no! I thought, what the fuck? What is that creature?
There you go.
I know. I thought we were all being gypped for a second,
Oh my
and then you were
God.
like, and then it was clear to me that you were just showing, like, what all we saw as we set through, basically.
Chucky.
Okay.
Yeah.
I figured
Like,
it'd
I
be...
thought for a second that that's what would greet me on, like, the other side. I was like, what the fuck?
That's Chucky, my enchanted murder doll.
Yeah, I thought it
Love
as
that.
well because it was so similar to the picture I got.
I thought it was perfect because he's kind of dressed like a little monk, and he's a little creepy, and he's got,
Yeah.
like yarn
Yeah.
hair.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love it.
I would put some time into that one.
Someday we got Chucky merch.
Yeah. You make Chucky dolls. To
I
sell.
actually, you know those stickers that people have in the back of their car windows where it's like a little boy peeing on a Jeep?
Oh no.
I want a sticker of Chucky peeing on fire. Or not Chucky, but
Kong. I could probably actually do something like that in my vector graphics program.
Kong peeing on Subtle.
No, it's just like, oh, what was the ship, or who were we being attacked by? What was their name again?
Well, it depends which time.
The evil
True.
party's name.
Oh, the zoo?
Didn't have a name. Oh, Zoo,
Were they
yeah.
called the zoo? I just want him peeing on the word zoo, which is funny because he's in a weremonkey form peeing on zoo. It's a double entendre.
People are gonna think
Oh
you're
my
an
God.
animal rights activist.
No.
Small info because everyone, or almost everyone, was an animal of some kind in the evil party. Church basically gave us the name Zoo.
Yeah, there were no real common races in the evil party at all.
Yeah, lizard folk, tabaxi, so a cat person, kanku, so a raven person.
Yeah. Typhling.
Some of us
Yeah.
out there
Changeling
don't
and
really know
Changeling.
what happened with background text.
So next week, are we starting Karen?
we can do an official
Okay,
session
I
0 or whatever if you want.
I don't know what it is, but I still hear the music.
It's still playing.
It's playing
That's-
in
that's
roll
cool.
20.
Yeah, I left it playing.
Oh, okay.
The
Church is just doing it to mess with you now.
Does anyone want to share their backstory?
yeah.
Everyone knows my backstory.
Karen. Talk to your manager.
Talk to your
It's church, by the way. It's church up there. I know where you're positioned in the.
Well, I
in this
mean,
room.
but Maury, your little clip there was honestly probably the most emotionally charged.
I was angry at that.
You thought I'd forgotten.
Mori was angry.
You thought I'd forgotten about that, huh?
I was just impressed by the work you put in there, actually.
Yeah. Maury's dark backstory.
None of us knows.
None of us even.
Yeah. If you
Well,
want, if you want
Jimmy
me to,
knows a little bit.
I'm broadly familiar. I think both I know and Jimmy would know because he's been with the Stapleton crew for a pretty long time.
and if you want me
Not
to,
everything.
if any of you want me to
No, not
share
everything.
what I showed you, I'll put it up on the screen for everyone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hit it.
Sure.
All right. Well, here we'll go through.
Not mine.
Not yours. Okay.
Master will remain a mystery.
I don't think I had anything written up fully.
Yeah, I don't think it'll allow to add you each to each one real quick. Hang on.
Do you want to read it or should I read it?
There's an all players option.
Oh, there is. That would have been a lot easier. There. So it should be up there for everyone to see. This young gentleman.
Title is awful. I knew it already.
A Mother's Choice. There you go.
Sure. Okay. I'm gonna be a little bit nervous. I'm just gonna wing it, okay?
Yeah, go for it.
Maury Wickletongue is actually called Miranda de Jelena von Wickleton II. She was
That's
from
mouthful.
royal blood, actually, kind of. Okay, I'm just gonna read it down. Was in love with a traveler named Gideon Gildea. The parents of Miranda disapproved of their relationship, and so both of them married in secret and fled land inwards. What she didn't know was that her lover was a part of the Ashmadai cult, and he was sent on a mission to find more acolytes to join. He accidentally fell in love with Miranda and brought her close to the cult, but didn't want to bring her in the inner circle where they bound hellish essence to the bodies of mortals. The cult then received a prophecy that a new acolyte will be born from an adverse element with the possibility to change the bindings of fate in the last hour of the known civilization. We know all that didn't really work out. On the same evening, Miranda told Gideon that she was pregnant. Gideon started to give her all she wanted and more. Both believed that this child would be the savior of them and all the others. The cult found out about Ephraim, that's the baby, and expected Gideon to make sure that the child would be born in water, just like the prophecy stated, in an adverse element. For some who don't know, Ashmadai is basically a hell cult for hell essence and demons. After 2 years, the elders wanted to talk to Gideon. They made clear that the boy Ephraim needed to be prepared for his future and has the privilege to receive the essence of a higher fiend at this age. Gideon woke up Maury the following morning and told her all about the rituals and the 9 hells and what the cult expected from them. Gideon told her that he just murdered their son and planned to murder the whole cult and himself, but he didn't want to get her killed. So he sent her away in a fit of rage without knowing if their son was really dead. She made her way back to the ocean and started a new life on the sea. That's where Stapleton came in. She started with a new name, Maury Wickleton, and made her money for many months with piracy. To her, it felt like to be born anew in waters and without a care for the past. Until she and 2 of her crew got captured, they were sentenced to death, but Stapleton bought Maury free, and since then she is in debt to him.
Which is where the "you were never mine" line came from. At the end. But yeah, that young gentleman there is Ephraim, the son of Maury Wickleton. And as much as I hate to say it after the fact, that was actually him.
I know. I myself know,
Yeah.
but Maury wouldn't believe it, and if she would believe that something terrible has entered his soul.
Yeah.
She wouldn't dare to go with him.
That's fair.
Hmm.
That is fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the story of Maury Wickleton.
Wickletongue, yeah.
And me without an actual name. Lovely.
It's just a mystery. There's one
You're
there.
the master.
So here, I have permission to read Agron's. He's got a lot of noise where he's at, so share this to all players. Thank you for thought easier. Agron's Reprieve.
Agron!
So, you guys pretty much know Agron's story. It was never really very secretive about what he was doing there. So this gentleman came through, head of his clan, the Elder Kinsman, steps through, Bran Bjornason, Archdruid of his people, and said, Prakstrev rang glangbeard, Strom rang glangdu, Blood etten blood kong, he tusen val nul trutzut strompart. Which means bravery, effort, and honor over birth. Tribe's honor over yours. The blood is the runt is the blood of a king. Give 1,000 for nothing. Truth is the tribe. He let him know that the cast has been met. It's been found honorable and true by the voices of the... And this must be honored. Self-imposed exile is complete. He has honored the clan, and it is time to come. Return to his steps.
Nice.
Yes. Who's next? Anyone? You guys want?
I'll go next.
Draken.
Yeah.
Glitter bomb!
This we actually at least have. Here we go. I'll let you do your due justice there.
Alright. What is maybe a surprise to some is that Draken is not his real name.
I'm shocked.
I feel betrayed.
I've been lied to.
Draken Flame
The cake is a lie.
His real name is Alden Draconius of the House Draconius. He is the seventh son of a tiny, noble, dragonborn family that honestly at this point is nothing more than just a title for the actual person. So he is so far removed, it would take an apocalypse for him to actually have the title.
Ah! Congratulations. You got just removed.
Thank you. He grew up wanting to be powerful.
I'll be in there in a minute.
And the lord
Take the book.
of the house had no real
I'll
power.
read it to you.
So he decided the best way was to make his own. And Draken Flametongue is a powerful name. So he took it as a stage name. And as a charlatan, he could create his own identity. And over time, Draken became his. He image he saw was of his mother and father, still alive, though he had not seen them in many, many years. He left them all, keep the family he had found alive, those that he truly cared about. And as far as he's concerned, he's Draken. You better not hear anybody else use that other damn name.
I think anyone who could have is gone now.
So, was Draken at least a little bit sad to watch his parents die? Just a little bit, maybe?
Say wistful. Wistful. That would be about the extent of it. It was... He's not that person. He's Draken. And he's Draken Flametongue.
Explain wistful.
Wistful, nostalgic.
Nostalgic.
Okay.
Even though now he is technically Lord Draconeus.
No, he's Lord Draken.
Draken was always the lord of his
Lord
house.
Flametongue.
There you go. This sounds a little beefier.
Was always a lord in his own mind.
Excellent. Anybody else want to go? I love that Chucky's like basically the background image.
Kong's
It is
background
flawless.
is,
I put all the text so that it hovers over him like he's holding it.
I like
Kong's
it.
backstory's real simple. He grew up in a monastery in the mountains. When he became adult at age of 15, he decided to adventure out and search for enlightenment.
Adult. Adult. How the fuck? Were you a monkey with?
Yeah.
With,
He was like a weremonkey.
How did
He was
that
a
work?
shifter. He was a shifter of the monkey tribe.
Was he a
What do you mean?
human shifting to a monkey or a monkey shifting to a human?
He was a shifter. He
was
Yeah.
literally both.
he was a humanoid who, when he needed to, he could take on traits of his people, the monkey people.
Monkey.
They lived in trees in the mountains. They had imagine the most epic tree house you've ever seen. That was their
Ooh.
town.
Love it.
Excellent.
I like the Chucky. You rolled a 20 for Chucky to fly back through the air to be here for this. That was very important.
Where did you
Yeah.
get Chucky, by the way?
I found him at an old antique store. I walked by and he
Yeah.
whispered to me.
Sweet.
The lady at
nothings.
the counter didn't believe that he could talk.
Whispered
You're
sweet
gonna die!
nothings. But he actually said something relevant at the end there.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's why Kong was a little shocked and just shrugged his shoulders and decided to go with it.
Well, that's one thing that people don't know about Kong. There was actually a lot more depth to him on a spiritual, philosophical side as a monk than he ever gave himself or people gave him credit for. Kong knew secrets.
I dropped
Kong was like-
him, but
Kong was like
I
an
didn't see
onion. He had layers.
Ogres have layers.
and if you remove a layer, you're gonna tear up.
Kong is life. Kong is love.
Yeah, I hate that. Every character you
President.
play has depth, and I just don't get to see it. I can't stand it. It's like you're playing lizard folk when you're actually like a magician or a cross between a Ladrin and a wizard and some other stuff.
Well, come on.
We don't get
now.
to see that stuff.
He was 15.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
Well,
but
and
he,
Maury,
he was more
Maury,
more curious than he was actually.
Maury probably did some serious long-term damage there when she spiked his drink too.
Oh come on!
But surely you-
enhanced his
surely you
experience
understand
live.
what I mean here.
Exactly.
I mean, even with Varric, even with the character that you started playing after Varric and digging deeper, it had depth, but we just never got to see it. and I can't. That's the one
Who did we
thing.
start
Like,
playing in- I don't even remember who I was playing in Digging. Oh, the Goliath.
But you went to
Yes.
you went to the
Yes.
Goliath
Dwayne
after,
the
right?
Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
yes.
Dwayne.
Dwayne.
Not Dwayne.
Dwayne. Correct.
Dwayne.
But that was
It
after
was
Varric.
great.
Varric was interesting.
I want to
Yeah,
see
Varric
that
was-
more. That's my point.
Varric
I don't
is
know
one
if
of
you
my
care, but like
favorite characters after Kingus.
10
At
out of
least
10.
Khan
Really.
got one time wasted with drugs, though. That's an
Yeah,
experience.
he got white girl wasted is what he got.
Yeah, he did.
He has the
Gone.
opportunity to do it again.
Yeah.
You don't know the kind of shit they got in the Feywild.
Well, did they
You're
really
gonna
go
learn.
to Feywild?
Well, now only 2 of you went to the Feywild. I actually do know where everybody went.
Where did I go?
Hell. No, I'm joking. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
Home sweet home.
Probably with the
Yes.
plains of hell, you know.
The master actually got to go somewhere very, very special.
Ooh.
Walmart.
But for me to tell
Wait
you,
for that message to tell me where.
we would have to share more of your story to get into that. So
Oh no.
Where did Draken end up?
Draken,
The land of sexy
Catch
firebolts.
22.
Plane of fire.
Draken actually ended up in the city of Brass.
Oh, that's nice.
In the plane of fire.
Okay, Chris, bye.
Well,
Oh, you out?
I will make it. Draken's gonna try to find him.
Dragon's going in the city of Brass. You gonna try and find
Roll.
who?
He's going to look for the rest of Stapleton.
Oh, so yeah, okay. Well, you know, and down the road we can revisit this potentially. It would be a much different thing because we're talking planar travel and all kinds of craziness. But
Is Jimmy where I think Jimmy ended up?
Jimmy is in Sigil.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
I got
Sweet.
Jimmy's gonna find everybody.
Jimmy,
Nice.
fucking hell, how did he get to be a zombie? What happened? I didn't know
so-
this.
I'll give you the Jimmy thing if you want to know the Jimmy thing.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
please.
Okay, so
Yes.
Phrasing.
Jimmy's more of a front story
Phrasing.
guy than a backstory guy. He was born son of no one in particular. He's not from a noble house. He was very much a common, sort of lower class citizen in the city where Stapleton is headquartered. But he was a little disconcerting from birth. He's called Jimmy the Mouth. If you look very closely at Jimmy, he really does have more teeth in his mouth than a human should have.
Who would look at his mouth that close?
His
Very
mama-
few people, but a few did, and the name stuck because he was incredibly talkative from a young age.
Yeah.
His mama looked.
His mama checked. But hot secret here. When I was initially coming up with Jimmy, I was thinking that the big mouth would be a sign of like some weird demonic ancestry so heavily diluted that he's distinctly not a tiefling or anything. He's just kind of a little off, and it is carried through the generations.
Just touched.
Awesome.
Just a little demon touched. But actually, as it developed, so he grew up into a life of crime. He was burning away really quite remarkable talents, barely scraping by. And Stapleton didn't take him in exactly because he was an adult when they met, but he offered him a job. He said, "All right, I'm doing this as a practical matter and because I think it might be a better fit for you. Come work for me instead of running these hustles." And Jimmy signed all the way on. You may have noticed he was intensely dedicated to this work for as long as you've known him. And probably he was working for Stapleton longer than anybody in the crew.
That's why Stapleton gave him his seat on the coach.
Yeah, so
What
that
does
you
it
got
that
me with
mean?
that, man. There was nothing Jimmy was gonna regret, but if the boss says you're taking my door and Phoebe says go on. Shit, there was nothing I was gonna do.
What did that mean?
What's that?
Seat on the coach.
Stapleton could have gone through that door. He sent Jimmy through that door.
Yeah, that last
Yeah,
gate.
but what awaits on it?
The last gate was
I didn't-
intended for Stapleton. He sent Jimmy through and stayed behind.
Now I have to ask, if I did not tackle Toria, and the group ganged up
Maury,
on
but
Stapleton,
yeah.
Maury.
or Maury, yeah, I'm sorry.
The names are always
Oh.
gonna be fucked up. Continue.
What would have happened? Like,
well, I mean, there's no telling.
Should I? Okay,
so
I'm
Maury
gonna read the
almost
book.
killed us
I'm
all.
gonna read the book.
Oh, Maury's gonna bring the book out.
Oh,
But oh
yes.
yeah, so
Does anyone want to share the backstory first?
I'll finish mine out.
Hey,
Jimmy
yes,
was
please.
dead because he was revived. His soul reincarnates over and over again, and once he realizes it, he begins to take on some of the traits of a dead person.
Oh, that's
Oh,
after
that's
the
super
one
cool.
incident.
And
What did
coming
you
into contact
see?
with Phoebe is what triggered Jimmy off, because now he's around this incredible source of necromantic energy that kind of recognizes him for what he is.
What did you see
Nice.
when you got poofed away with the wand?
Of invisibility, yeah. Air quotes.
I saw the blight coming down.
Oh.
Jimmy saw the blight coming down every night.
Brutal.
He didn't
Yikes.
sleep anymore. He just got to watch that on repeat.
Mm.
Which he'll actually get his first good night's rest in a long time. And
Night of sleep, period, in months.
Yeah.
So
Was that wand?
Oh yeah, that's a really strong question.
Oh,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, here's another one. The master has a wand of magic missile that Draken gave him.
mhm.
You gave it back to me.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I asked when stuff got bad. I'm
Are-
like, I may need that because I may need to use it and kill people. You did return it to me.
Oh, let me just flip through all these notes to see when that was. 'Cause I don't have it. Do you know what session that was? Because I don't have that.
Oh my lord.
That was only 2 or 3 sessions ago.
I gotta take that off the inventory sheet.
Well, before we get into the book,
I do have one thing.
yeah, what you got?
Since we're doing backstory chat,
Yeah.
I didn't really have a backstory for this character when I wrote it up at first. Like, we were gonna do a one shot. We'd all agreed that we were doing Shun's campaign as the main one. You know, this is kind of just a throw together a character. Ooh, you know, I'm always playing wizards. Why don't I play a rogue for once, right?
Yeah.
So,
I love that.
so I basically just had stats at that point. But as the character went on, it has more of a sort of a abstract backstory. This isn't written down anywhere, like intentionally. Like,
Which
it's
is
just
fine.
sort of
It's all good.
it's very vague. It's very vague. It's borderline shallow at this point. Okay, I understand I'm playing into every trope ever. Don't at me.
Hey, tropes exist for a reason. That's
Heather.
fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so the master is an Eladrin, and now I can say that, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I can say it correctly, apparently. Because I was saying Eladrin before. Who
I mean,
knew?
I was too, so.
Pronunciation is a wonderful thing, isn't it?
What exactly does that mean, though?
I don't know. I tried, but anyway, Eladrin, High Elf.
Ability.
The backstory of the master went before he got here. We're not going to talk about the family name, because the player
do we
sucks
ever-
and couldn't think of a name,
It's all good.
but also because the character doesn't want to talk about it. he has a lot of issues with talking about his past. He has what some would call panic attacks about it. Just thinking about it. Like, he went through a lot, you know? You would think being a high elf, being being royalty or whatever, being nobility would be nice, but it's not always the best. So I feel like this character has a lot of baggage with that. And I'm not gonna like, oh, you know, my parents were abusive, you gotta cry type of deal with this. But like that's the history basically.
Nice.
Um
I honestly
So-
have to give you kudos because over the last 3 or 4 sessions, the master grew exponentially in a 3-dimensional manner as a character. I mean, the master always had a personality and it was an individual, but from the moment the master met Queen Bridget and that emotional wall got destroyed unintentionally.
Good work, George.
Mhm.
But I can't take credit. Like, I just put the stimulus there. Master Mess ran with it and took it to that place. So as it developed, I ran with it, and I think the character developed in a very fascinating manner because of it. It was fun to watch.
So
Mm-hmm.
so with that domestic abuse history, when we were in that combat with Freya and Jimmy said retreat, part of the reason that I immediately went for the stairs is because of that. Part of the reason that I'm a rogue and I stealth so much is because I've had to learn how to do that. So everything that's in my skill set has to do with my backstory and has been developed because it helped me survive. If that makes any sense. I'm trying not to get too dark with it. That's why I didn't really talk about it too much. But
It's all good.
You're a rogue. That comes with the name.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay to be a little dark. It's all good.
Yeah.
No, the Master has been a lot of fun and interesting character all around. There's nothing universally tropish or stereotypical at all.
Yeah, so over time, I guess with you guys, I kind of learned that you were not the enemy, sort of. Not really not the enemy, but like you were, it was
Right.
okay to accept you, I guess, if that makes any sense.
Trustworthy. Yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
that was a noticeable, very subtle but noticeable progression in your character arc. Because in the first couple of sessions, you were very. I'm gonna be over
I wanted
here.
to curse you.
I'm gonna be over here while you
Yeah.
guys
His
do whatever.
laughter.
Bye.
But
See you later.
But by the end, you were self-sacrificing. You were putting yourself in harm's way for your team.
Mm.
That's a big progression for your character, especially with that backstory.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's great.
Yeah. So that's my shallow pull of backstory. You know, I never did get to use that pipe of smoke monsters.
Well, the master is still alive, so all is not lost.
I didn't get to use that bag you gave me either. I didn't do any of this stuff. It would have been so cool.
You sure you don't want to share what happened to you at the end there?
I mean,
I'm interested.
yeah, I don't know what happened to me at the end. So, I mean, well, I guess I know I stepped through the portal, but I don't know.
I'll share it if you want. It's up to you. I won't force it.
Is it this message? Because I think I want to keep that.
The message. Note I sent you privately. That's what happened at the end.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep that.
The secret persists.
I want this character to have some areas that just aren't told. Like a lot of times you want to have, you want to have material and content and stuff like that. You want to be entertaining. So you try to like fill out in all the gaps and make sure that you have all the details covered. Where are they from? What is their name? So and so on. But I feel like it's important to have those places, areas of mystery, so you can expand upon that character if you want to in the future.
That works. That works, and that's the master was a very forward facing progression. Some characters built on their backstories. You built growing forward. I think that the way things ended for the master reflected that.
Nice.
So, I think we've got Freya.
We got Freya.
Freya, yeah.
You want to share?
Sure.
Freya.
Okay, well, Freya, I also created without a backstory in mind. Well, sort of a vague idea of one, because I knew I wanted to make an Eladrin character, so I basically made an Eladrin character. So Freya is a native of the Feywild, which, within the history of elves, the Eladrin are the elves that basically, whenever they were cast out of Arvindor by
Sit on
Coralon,
the bed if you want.
the Eladrin are the ones who stayed behind in the Feywild instead of going on to the material plane. And they basically, like, took on, like, a lot of the Feywild's wild magic, to the point where it's just, like, a lot of them, like, started to, like, get back some of the mutable nature of the, like, original, like, prime elves that were, like, born of Coralon, which is why Freya could, like, shift seasons. And Freya, like, for those of you who are still watching, was basically supposed to be like an Eladrin version, or an Eladrin Moira Odirin in appearance. So she was pretty androgynous for the most part. So Freya would have been considered one of the blessed of Coralon, basically, in that she did not look like, either gender. So, like, that was supposed to be like a reflection of, like, Coralon's love that he still had for his elven children, basically, though she wasn't one of the rarest of them that could, like, swap genders. Like, she was just straight female. But yeah, because of, like, she was seen to have this blessing, she was basically, like, invited by a druid circle, which is the Circle of Dreams, that was basically, like, sort of beholden with protecting the Feywild and all that was held sacred, from anything that would be a threat to it from the outside, basically. And also, like, druids being, like, wild shape, users, basically. They can turn into beasts. Basically, like, they, want to recapture more of that mutable nature of the original elves, and just basically efforts to, like, return to their original nature and really, like, celebrate and honor all that, like, elves are and were, basically. So Freya thus joined the Circle of Dreams. She was seen as a very, very promising, like, member of the circle, though still very, very young. And basically, like, her leader had called her to investigate the material plane in Cairn, basically, because the Feywild, is connected to, Faerun and Eberron and all these. So, like, they basically sent her to Cairn because they could sense that things were afoot that might have been a threat to the Feywild. So, like, as one of their more promising members, they sent her out on a test to, basically see what's up. And basically the leader of her circle gave her a magical quarterstaff that was imbued with the energy of the Feywild in doing so. as a symbol of the faith that Faye had in her, the circle, and a symbol of their promise, basically. And that's Freya.
I love it.
Get called back by the Lachey.
Yeah, the Lachey elves, which is big, because those are some like crazy powerful elves.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Oh yeah. So you know where you are.
Yeah,
Out there in the Feywild.
Oh yeah.
the Frey
The
Wild.
Feywild. Wah, wah, wah.
So the only two of you that remain in the same plane of existence are Freya and Agron.
Yep.
And send your fan fiction too.
Where would have
Now, if
Mori
anybody
gone?
needs a job,
Where would Mori have gone? Oh, Mori was gonna go to Sigil as well.
Hey.
I figured. I fucking figured.
Oh, Mori would have thrived in Sigil. Now, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
God, she would be. Oh, God. Her alignment would be shifting.
So, would you guys like to know a neat little twist that you never discovered?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
By the way, Church. What the fuck with the doppelganger?
What doppelganger?
What are you talking about? Like children?
No, I mean the evil Stapleton.
Yeah,
of
that
the
that was
other
children.
That was Tildren.
That was our yeah.
That was
He's a
Oh, I thought
changeling
you
shadow
said
sorcerer.
children.
Oh no,
Okay.
it was a child doppelganger. No, that was Tildren. Tildren took the
Cool.
form of Stapleton just to screw with you guys, and it worked. It worked amazingly well. The
Draken's previous inquiry. That wand.
oh, the wand was actually it was cursed.
Oopsie.
It was basically it was like a 2 steps forward, 1 step back wand of magic missiles. So once you figured out how it worked, you could send out an indefinite number of missiles, as many as you had charges, but half of them would come back at you.
Ooh.
But
Glad
Not
you
that
took that
wand.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
other
talking about the
wand.
wand of invisibility.
The
Okay.
wand of invisibility question mark.
oh,
So
Uh-huh.
it made him invisible, but what?
it also granted visions.
So the magic missile one was cursed.
The wand of
The one he-
invisibility wasn't. It didn't actually turn you invisible. It shifted you. Plainly.
The magic missile one was cursed, which is the one that Draken gave to me, which is the one I did not use, right?
Nobody ever used it.
Okay,
Thankfully.
great. That's what I was saying. Like, glad you took that back.
Wait, is that the one I bought?
No, I think you guys found that, if I remember correctly. But I will say this.
Didn't have it.
Phoebe was an avatar.
Ooh.
She,
Makes sense.
she was the child of Queen Bridget and a god.
Oh. Oh wow.
The sister as
What?
well.
That's why she was the way she
What?
was. That's why she disappeared and was chased, and why you found her where you did. She was hiding. She was the child of a god and Queen Bridget.
Of
And-
course, a god would woo Queen Bridget.
Well, that was the thing.
Hey,
The
hey,
gods-
hey, relax. Hey, relax.
Uh-oh. That's a sensitive area. But when the gods left, Phoebe's powers dissolved. She became a normal child. So when she perished, she was just a little girl holding on to her mother.
Oh.
Uh-huh. Sorry, that
I-
was more.
I waited to make sure that I could take them with.
You tried.
Jimmy didn't know. He'd have shoved her through that door.
No, it's okay. She probably would have fought you tooth and nail.
You had me, because if you read any of them, I could only bring 8 people, plus myself. So when you found Subtle Fang, it was number 9. So I had to decide what I was doing. And I actually said to Master, I'm not bringing him with. I am taking everyone and leaving him to die.
Subtle did die on the airship. Unfortunately.
Probably.
Poor Subtle. And I hope Chance doesn't mind me putting that little twist into him.
No, not at all.
I figured it would be a neat little twist to throw in there. One of the bad guys being a good guy secretly.
Meh.
Awesome twist. Awesome.
Well, a mercenary.
I
good
don't
guy.
view him as being a good guy as much as a seeker of opportunity.
That's exactly what it was. He was paid.
Yeah, because you did just stab children. Just saying.
Technically, that is a good act.
That's
That's true.
well, that's actually why I chose him for that.
Turning on your own party member in an evil party is not good. Two
Yes, it
wrongs
is.
don't make a right.
It totally
Stop
does.
it.
In an evil party, there is no right.
He was trying to kill the bad guys.
In an attempt to save everyone else.
Eddie.
No. That's not how this works. That is not how this works. That is not how this works.
It was brilliant. So,
None of us saw it coming. None of us figured it out, so I guess it was.
and I'm glad nobody went up the other stairs, by the way. Chance, that you were so keen on.
I think we should have.
There was a death trap
What was
waiting
up
there
there?
for you.
Hmm.
Kara and Mael.
Perfect.
Kara and Mael had set up a nice little surprise for you up at the other end of the stairs.
Well, if
So
Maury would
that's
have
what the
listened, she would have
thunder
gone
was.
first. So in the end, it would have been the same result.
Sure, yeah.
Amori was pretty lucky now.
Rip Maury.
I tried to give her an out, but no, she played it well. She played it well.
Honestly,
10 out of 10. Yeah.
if
Good job.
Stapleton would gone through with the book, I would gone up to the evil party and surrendered.
You know, speaking of the book, had he been allowed to complete the ritual, you guys would have all escaped. If you would have gone through the portal that he created. The only difference is, and if you're familiar,
Created.
well, yeah, you would have had to go through him to get there, but the big difference is, if you're familiar with the writings of H.P. Lovecraft, you would have walked into the Dreamlands.
Oh man, that's an entirely different kind of adventure.
Yes, it would have been.
That's a field trip with Lewis Carroll. That's what that is. And our good friend LSD.
And
I didn't try to warn you, no.
I do have one more interesting little tidbit.
Mhm.
It's a shame. I think he's already left.
Oh,
Yep,
man,
Chris
get
is
ready.
not here.
Somebody's still got a brainworm.
Shit.
I knew it. I knew it. Oh.
I
Everything we
imagine a
could.
bunch of clever druids in the Feywild can figure that one out.
Or it could,
I
unleash a
knew
plague
it.
upon the Feywild.
Maybe.
Oh no.
Have you guys seen a little movie called Aliens?
I think it's a good thing we all didn't end up on the Feywild.
Note the important distinction that he said Feywild.
Yes.
Not the Frey
Feywild.
Frey one.
I don't know
What?
aliens, but I do know Spaceballs.
And
Yes.
yes,
Same.
actually, there is a
Close enough.
scene in Spaceballs that yes.
Hello, my honey. Hello, my baby. Hello, my ragtime
That
gal.
was a great scene. So, Jimmy's going to be looking to reopen the office in Sigil. It might take a while, but he's going to be tracking people down.
You could even keep the name.
Hmm. He would.
That would be interesting. That would definitely be interesting.
With a bright, toothy smile.
Jimmy the
It's only
Mouse
bigger now.
Stapleton.
So, in the future, with what we have here, if we ever have an off night and you guys want to do a one-shot where we revisit any of these people, we can. Especially with the ways they're spread. Wouldn't matter if everyone was here or not.
Hmm.
Sigil being a crux between the planes. We just have to make a new character for Almond if she wants to play with them.
When
Or
Jimmy
play
finds out,
zombie, it's fine.
actually, that Maury didn't go, it's going to be very sad for him.
Oh,
Here's a
Freya
question.
is going to be so sad.
Here's the
I
question.
think Maury was Freya.
How much
Yeah.
how much XP do we get? Because if we're gonna revisit these characters, we need to know that, right?
Reach level 20.
You each got 2
We
XP.
faced the dragon.
2 experience
2
points.
experience. That's great.
We faced a dragon.
Oh no, he was
Technically, Draken faced a dragon.
he was old.
So many
Very.
spells
We
left,
faced certain
dude.
death.
I had so many spells left. I had all my first level, 4 of them. I had 2 free of the second level, and I had 1 of the third.
What do
I
you
had
mean?
so many
2
spell
XP?
slots.
Is that just to keep me from leveling?
No.
But none of them was freaking float or fly.
No, after everything you guys have gone through, the dragon, the rescue, the loss, the rescue, the loss, the rescue, surviving the apocalypse, roleplay bonuses, I'd probably at least give you guys 2 levels for the completion of a campaign.
Like Maury hit the ground.
7! Wait. I didn't ask which party. I need to ask which party. The good party gets 2 levels, right?
Oh,
The
yeah.
evil part is dead.
Evil
Evil
party's
Party's
gone.
dead.
They're all gone.
What?
Yeah,
Probably.
the evil party's dead. None of them
That
made
ship
it.
Kara's
crashed
dead.
and then the blight hit it.
Yeah.
They're
Okay,
extra
I'm
dead.
just-
In fact, if you go,
I'm just asking.
if you go into the homebrew information that I posted, the book, there is a section called the remains of the Fettered Cloud in there that actually talks about the last one of the airships that didn't make it as they were trying to escape the blight, and that's the ship that you guys were on.
I mean,
So
I understand that you're playing the evils, and I get it if you say this didn't work. But I did have a spell specifically for this.
oh, with the evils.
Yes.
With Kara Hook, okay. What was the spell?
Feign death.
Oh. I don't think Feign
That
Death
ain't
would
gonna
have
do
helped you in this one.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm dead, lol.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, and someday while we're playing in Cairn, you guys may figure out a way to traverse into the edges of the blight without taking harm and find the remains of the Fettered Cloud and stumble across the ruins of your old party.
F's in chat for Kara, boys.
Hey,
Throwing it out there.
Rip Kara.
There's a great sword of sharpness waiting for us there if we just make it.
F in chat. Woo!
Rip.
Reagan still has
In
that
Twitch,
scroll
come
of
on.
wish, which he can use to replicate any spell of lower than 8th level, including
There we go.
Resurrection.
Unfortunately,
I
the land of Cairn is now separated from all other planes,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and every soul there is trapped.
Honestly,
Yeah.
had you not rolled what you did, Draken, and everybody owes Draken a big pat on the back for this, you would not have made it. Like, the whole party
Ta-da!
would have gone down on this. But that was a
Positively
good enough roll.
splendid, my good man.
So when I said, like, he literally stuck his finger in that closing portal and yanked it open long enough for everyone to go through, he made enough
One
of
last
an
time,
impact
he asked the universe to do what he wanted.
bent to his will. But more importantly, you guys were being watched, especially at the end there, as your end stories showed. You know, with the Lachey and, you know, Agron's Furball Gelders and the powers that actually animated Chucky and
It's just Nyarlathotep in there.
oh, yeah. Even
That's all.
Maury.
That's Chucky.
Nah.
Even Maury.
Nah.
I'm gonna bring Maury back as an undead villain someday.
Technically, if my Ogham spiritualist makes it there, he can talk to them.
Question: what happens to all those souls when they die on the material plane and no gods are there?
Well,
What happens?
we've actually
to
talked
all
about
four of
this.
them?
The class that Jimmy is going to be playing in Cairn, the spiritualist. When the portals closed, when the gods left and the way was shut, nobody on Cairn that has died from that moment on has left. Their spirits all still roam. So
I love it.
Maury's spirit is trapped in Cairn.
It's okay.
So yes, a spiritualist, such as Jimmy's new character, could feasibly find Maury's spirit and speak with her. As well as
All right.
Subtlefang and Stapleton and Bridget and Phoebe.
And Kara!
And Kara. Although Kara probably wouldn't have anything nice to say.
Hey. You got any dynamite? Hey.
Find my corpse
Hey,
and reach into
wanna
my
share a
bustier.
Do you want a red? Do you?
I
Want
used to have
red?
2 bombs in there. Trust me.
And you're talking to this plant man, and he's just like, "What's dynamite?"
My bust
Mayo.
is the bomb.
Mayo and
Mayo
Lauren.
there?
Oh,
Wait.
Mail's trying to
No,
seduce
not-
him.
No, Mael would mourn her loss of fame, basically. Like she would be probably asking the Cairn crew to like spread her story of how she was this like beautiful, like to essentially be like you know how the Fae are immortal, just like you know have their stories passed on through the generations.
Oh yeah.
The Frey dead.
Oh yeah. Well, you know that the picture of Mael in the little video I played at the end there was honestly one of my favorites. How it ended up at the end there. That when I finally tweaked her, kind of what you had told me, she looked more like.
May yelled it.
Just that. Yeah, exactly. That whole pose with her like blowing the kiss and like I was like that's Mael.
I love it.
10-10.
All right, everyone. I'm gonna take this time to turn in.
All right.
You take it easy.
So we on for next week still, right?
Of course.
What are we
Fantastic.
doing
Do you
next week?
want
Session
to know
zero?
the?
Yeah.
Do you want the info of the book?
I'll watch the stream.
I'll watch this
I've been
thing.
up since 4, so I'm gonna use this
Go get some
opportunity
sleep.
to
You're
actually catch up on sleep.
You're
Okay.
good.
So we're gonna do
We're gonna
Karen next
together.
Saturday.
Yeah, we'll dive in and get it started.
Okay.
Because we've already done a character building session 0 for the most part.
Mhm.
We'll finalize any of that and do like an introductory session. If
Oh my god, the cameras are just really fucked up right now.
Oh, they're gonna go wrong now. We've got levers.
oh wow
Mhm.
wow Yeah, I might actually go ahead and end the stream if that's all right with you guys, rather
Does
than
no
try
one
to fix
want to
these.
hear the
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
book?
yeah, go ahead.
Let me
We'll
just
listen to
say.
the book. Hit him with the book.
Let me
we'll go
Okay.
ahead.
let me
I had
just
a-
say. Best character death ever. 10 out of 10. I don't know what Kara saw at the end, but pretty sure it was awesome.
But the main thing she
I didn't
saw
actually.
was a large chunk of wood rushing towards her face.
Yeah, I didn't actually know that I had died. I guess it didn't get through to me because you said that Mael and Kara got away at that point earlier when we were dealing with the fire, and I just thought that like they got away off the ship instead of they got away to a different level.
Yeah, no, they came
should have
back
been the
around
Vampire
and
still.
we're trying to... Had you guys gone up the other stairs, there was a death trap waiting there set by Mael and Kara.
Yeah, because I had that one spell that you can prepare and put in a jar, and that would have allowed me to leave the ship and set that trap at the same time.
Oh yeah, there was just nowhere for you to go.
True. No wings, so
No, yeah, that was messed
no
up.
ring of featherfall.
You guys were just SOL at that point.
Yeah. Shrug.
We survived thanks to the plane shift scroll you found.
Yeah,
Mm.
Yay.
Yeah.
which luckily that worked.
Great.
Go on, more. Hit us with the book.
I love the cam. Okay.
Right.
Wondrous item, the Kitab al-Azif, the Necronomicon. You were so right! When you said the first time, Jimmy, it would be the Necronomicon. Why would you give Mori the Necronomicon? I had that, and you said it out loud seconds later when I got it. Okay, wondrous item, artifact. Requires attunement by a must be attuned. Requires attunement by a must be read in its entirely, taking a full uninterrupted 24 hours to study. Upon completion, the reader must succeed on a DC 18 Wisdom save or succumb to 1d4 rolls of the indefinite madness table. Succeed still requires a roll on the long-term madness table. Nice. It's a long one. A large and ancient leather-bound tome, of which the letter is of questionable origin, filled with yellowed volume pages and written in a strange dialect of common in rust-colored ink. The details within appear jumbled and incoherent at the glance, but upon study and attunement, it is as if the text within changes and warps, becoming easily read. It details a lengthy ritual that opens a series of 7 gates, each atop of the other. While each gate can lead to a location, the final portal created by the layering of all 7 actually punches a hole through space, time, and reality, opening a direct passage from the point of origin through the court of Azeroth, where the traveler will pass before the blind idiot god before being deposited in the dreamlands. This is
I
the
can't help
only-
but feel that you would have
This is-
made us roll to stay sane.
Oh yes, there would have been some serious sanity rolls going on. I was
This is
so
the
hoping.
only. This is the only transportation spell of its kind, and the power of it is so great that it can be used from anywhere in the multiverse without hindrance. The open portal can be used by multiple travelers, but each individual will be subject to the effect of the things they encounter while traversing the path beyond. Viewing Azeroth will require a DC 18 Wisdom save. Failure resulting in a roll of the indefinite madness table. If you want, you can roll. You just need an 8.
Here's a question. If it requires 24 hours to attune to it, how was Stapleton using the book if Phoebe had it?
I had no
Phoebe,
idea.
Phoebe brought it straight to it.
Oh.
Tamari was under the impression that
Interesting.
Phoebe was going to be the one to use it. That's why she was so worried initially. Because Phoebe's a child, and Maury naturally didn't want a child to use it.
That's why I had a high DC save when you wanted to convince
To calm
me.
you down, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if pocket universes are still a thing in this dimension, then you could say that Stapleton popped into a pocket universe to do the studying.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What?
This is warned about in the tome and recommended that if possible the traveler wear blindfolds through straying from the path will result in the traveler being lost in the eternal madness that surrounds him as they engulfed and consumed by the blind and flabby demons that dance and pipe around his court eternally. So that was the first part. Now the part what happens to somebody if he uses it. That's what I was saying and trying to explain the last 3 sessions. But yeah, the ritual of the 7 gates. The ritual is long and taxing, requiring several sacrifices of the caster health and body. It takes about an hour to cast and must be uninterrupted. If the caster concentration is broken, they will die. By the end of the ritual, the caster will have caused 64 damage to themselves by shaving off a portion of flesh for each gate opened. The final gate requires the sacrifice of a willing token to be made. The person's body will literally become the final gate, stretching and tearing them into the shape of the doorway itself. They will remain there in agonizing torment for as many rounds as they have constitution points, after which they will be pulled inside out and sucked into the void where they will remain disembodied and drifting through space, still aware and able to feel every bit of the pain their body is enduring eternally. If the travelers inside have not completed their journey by the time this happens, they will be trapped in Azeroth's court and left to the mercy of the demons that dwell there. Jesus. Happy time.
See, now, isn't that a good
I wasn't
boss?
overreacting.
That's a good boss that's willing to do that for you, though, isn't it?
That is a fantastic boss.
Yeah.
So we made some minor improvements to that by using that plane shift.
Oh yeah, although, and here's an interesting little twist now. Because Maury made the effort and the point of grabbing the book and not going through her escape portal, the Fettered Cloud now retains the Necronomicon. It is on the ruins of that ship, hidden within the blight.
In the clutches of a Mori.
In the clutches of a
Trapped
Mori.
in the world of Cairn, cannot appear elsewhere.
And it's the one thing that exists that could potentially still punch a hole through.
Damn.
So
If anybody finds out about that, that is a plot hook right there.
That's a plot hook. That's a good one.
For your next adventure, Agron, with the worm in his head, uses the wish spell to bring the party back together. And you guys together go looking in the world of Karn in the 3 seconds before the ship lands on the ground for the Necronomicon to save the world.
Oh wait, we're going into like Back to the Future now.
That's the question.
You have 3 seconds, go!
If he wishes, who would hear the wish because there's no one there to fulfill it?
Yeah.
Not in Cairn.
And unfortunately,
he's in the Feywild, but I guess
the wish would not
Point
be
taken,
able
yeah.
to pierce Cairn itself, though. It's closed off, kind of like Ravenloft in that sense.
Mm. I was kidding, but okay, yeah.
That's an
I wanted
interesting
enough.
point.
to ask you about the skull in the sky, but I think that's a Karen thing, though.
The skull in the sky
It was
is
there.
yeah, that's the moon. That's the head of the prime deity that created the realm. When she split and created the other gods in their primordial infancy, they devoured her, leaving her skull to rotate the planet as a smiling death's head moon.
Okay,
The
let's close the
Hmm.
stream and talk a little bit.
The Becklerite are actually working on an expedition to get up there.
Ooh.
Of course they are.
In present day Cairn, so I guess we'll go ahead and close it off. If anyone's still watching, thank you very much for joining us. I hope you have enjoyed our journey. Keep in mind we do keep records of everything we've had going back, I think, to chapter 2, maybe the end of chapter 2 on our YouTube
Don't
channel.
forget to send us our fanfics.
We do want to see your fan fictions. Tell us who you're shipping, who you're not, any weird photos or pictures.
Why it's always Draken.
Fan art.
I know it's
The world may never know.
every one of those weird, freaky bits of fan art are probably going to include Draken and somebody else, but we still want to see them. So send those to us, and we will be back next week. Thank you very much. And